Did you know that Canada is home to 8 million immigrants, each with their unique journey and challenges? It's a place where dream can come true, but it's not always walk in the park. Moving to Canada was one of the best decisions of our life, but I wish so bad that gosh, I had some tips or insiders experiential view on how to start or navigate my life here in the very beginning. It would have been a much smoother transition for me and my whole family. कितनी सारी बातें ऐसी होती हैं जो यूनिक होती हैं टू ईच एथनिक कम्युनिटी. देयर सो मेनी प्रॉब्लम्स एंड स्पेसिफिक इश्यूज which are very specific to each community, be it Indian community or Sri Lankan community or Chinese community. So today I'm about to share those insider issues and tips that made my transition very hard or very smooth and successful. Hey everyone, welcome back to Desi Chai, your go-to spot for all things business and entrepreneurship, especially in Canada, where we dive into the rich blend of business culture, lifestyle and everything in between here in Canada. Today we are tackling an extremely relevant and exciting topic: how to navigate Canadian life as an immigrant. In this video, you'll learn about the experiences of immigrants such as myself in Canada and how to navigate the complexities of life here in 2024. Because things and tips which worked 5 years back don't work in the post-pandemic world today. Demographics and cultures have been evolving so fast here as more and more immigrants call this country their home now. Whether you're just moving here or have been here for a while, I've got some great tips and insights to help you settle here and thrive. So let's get started. Challenge or problem number 1. First, overcoming language barrier is crucial. Even if you have scored high on IELTS, the lingo eventually is very different and unique here in Canada. Just because of your accent, you might become an odd person out in your office or workplace or even in your school here. Small example to quote, like in India, we would say if a number is repeated twice, we would say 55. But here people just repeat the number 55268, like they won't say 55. It's a small example, and just by saying 55, everybody would know, okay, you're not local. If English or French isn't your first language, consider enrolling in local language classes. Many communities offer free or low cost programs. I've heard from many immigrants that these classes not only help them with their language skills but also with meeting new people. Speaking of social network, joining local community groups can also make a big difference. Whether it's a cultural club, volunteer organization, or your kids, parents association, or even their sports team in school, these connections can provide not just friendship but also valuable resources. Another thing to keep in mind is access to local resources like library, community centers, and immigrant services centers often have programs specifically tailored to help newcomers navigate their life here in Canada. Sharing personal experiences with others who understand what you're going through can be incredibly empowering. I'm saying this from my own personal experience. Challenge or problem number 2. Second off, cultural adjustments can be a huge hurdle. Imagine moving to a new country where the customs, food, and even the social norms are completely different. It can be very overwhelming and make you feel very out of place. The society or community as such is extremely supportive right from the time you land or enter Canada's borders, but the kind of social interaction we are used to, in our case in India, is totally different. We are so used to neighborhood or padosi culture, but here the social interaction happens very, very differently. I will give you my personal example. The neighborhood we moved into, we sent friendly welcome hampers of goodies to each house in the neighborhood. Barring our just immediate neighbor, rest of them saw it as desperate and cheesy. And we only realized this a while later that in this all white neighborhood, they were being cautious or picky in socializing with a totally different ethnic family. So, what's the solution? The solution is being patient in the beginning and taking time in first understanding the neighborhood culture and then proceeding further. Many newcomers feel isolated, especially when they're trying to establish roots in a new place. And it becomes much worse if it's winter. These challenges can be daunting, but they are very common among immigrants. And with time, your acceptability and adaptability will itself find roots. Challenge or problem number 3. Now comes the great Canadian weather. Literally, nothing prepares you as far as the weather is concerned. There is a famous saying about never trusting the 3 W's here in Canada: weather, wine and women. Jokes apart, the wind chill, which is usually many degrees higher than what the actual temperature might be, it's such a killer. You know, if you go out and especially in winter, the wind chill can just make rashes, red rashes over your face. It's so strong. The first tip here would be, if possible, move to Canada in summers, as spring and fall can be as chilly as winters. I've myself seen not once but many times. In one single day I've seen snowfall, I've seen sunshine, I've seen rain, I've seen, all 4 weathers here in a single day. So summers is the best bet. I can show you enough pictures and videos to demonstrate the snow and chill in months of April and May. Now, second tip regarding weather here would be to buy winter stuff like clothes, jackets, snow boots, gloves, caps, etc. from Canada only. Stuff you might bring from your home country might just be totally useless here. And last tip, don't compromise on the quality of winter wear. I earnestly suggest you to buy only branded winter wear like Canada Goose, Bench, to name a few. These Canadian brands have their stuff specifically made for Canada. For Canadian winters, their jackets can withstand temperatures of up to minus 60 degrees. So just don't even attempt to bring anything from back home. Buy here and buy only good branded winter wear. Challenge and problem number 4. Job market. Finding work that matches your skills and qualifications can feel like a full-time job in itself, which it actually is. The first problem in your job search journey is definitely going to be Canadian experience, and many a times there's hardly any way around it. In a lot of cases, new immigrants have to start with entry-level jobs in places like Tim Hortons or McDonald's or at any grocery or convenience store. For someone who was in a managerial or a higher position in the pre-immigration period, it's extremely frustrating and depressing. But here is an important tip. In no time, if you work well, you will be able to move higher level in your job or higher level jobs. Every day you're working at that entry level job, you are accumulating Canadian experience. So have patience and be on your task. Apart from that, when it comes to job hunting, networking is key. Don't be shy, don't hesitate. Attend local job fairs, join local community groups, and don't hesitate to reach out people on LinkedIn. Many immigrants have found success by leveraging their existing networks and making new connections. And let's not forget about finding community support. Many newcomers feel isolated, especially when they're trying to establish roots in a new place. These challenges can be daunting. Challenge or problem number 5. Finding affordable housing. Now this really is a challenge. As a newcomer to Canada, one of the first things you will need to do is find a place to stay for yourself and your family. And all that hype and buzz around unaffordable and not easily available housing is all real. Many newcomers face struggle to find suitable housing in Canada as rental properties are in high demand across the country, especially in the major cities, in the major urban centers like Toronto or Greater Toronto area and Vancouver. So, as rental properties are in high demand across the country, and many a times there are literal bidding wars for even prime rental properties. However, there are many websites and resources to look for housing options. The classified section of the local newspaper or online classified listings can also be very helpful. Apart from that, bulletin boards in grocery stores, libraries, laundromats, community center, etc. are also very helpful. So don't underestimate their potential. Apart from all that, best bet for newcomers would be to contact the local immigrant settlement agency. Many immigrant agencies offer housing related services such as help finding a place to live and understanding your rights and responsibilities as a tenant. A quick web search of services offered in your city or district or even province can help you find what services are available to you at that point. Government funded websites like Compass to Connect are also useful for their ability to amalgate and search settlement services across Canada. So now we come to our next problem or challenge, which is driving. A car and a Canadian driver's license is definitely a very basic necessity here in Canada. Even getting groceries can become such a daunting task if you have to do it by walking or by bus in minus 20 degrees in few feet of snow. I have personally experienced it with my children, one 8 years and another 15 years, with all that handful of groceries. Walking just a kilometer to our home became such a nightmare. But getting your driver's license here is easier said than done. You have to clear a comprehensive written test first, and then an entry level road test, and then another road test, graduating with to full license. The road test is not easy. This driving challenge itself is stuff for a separate video, which we'll be doing very soon. With all the problems I just told you, now let me tell you about powerful success story that really highlights the resilience of immigrants in Canada. So meet Fatima, who moved to Canada with her 2 children. When she arrived, she faced the language barrier and struggled to find suitable work, but she didn't give up. It was very difficult. She wasn't getting work anywhere. So she enrolled in English classes and joined a local community group that supported newcomers. Through her perseverance, she landed a job at a non-profit organization that helped immigrants. Not only did she find employment, but she also became a mentor to other newcomers, sharing her journey and helping them navigate their challenges. Fatima's story is a testament to the strength and determination found in the immigration community and the power of support and connection. Now let me share another powerful success story that truly highlights resilience and importance of community support. So next meet Maria, a single mother who immigrated from Philippines. When she first arrived, she struggled to find work and felt very isolated as she moved here in winters. But Maria didn't give up. She reached out to a local immigrant support group where she found not just resources but also friendships. With their help, she enrolled in a skills training program that boosted her confidence and employability. Fast forward to a year later, she not only secured a job in her field but also started her own side business. Her story is also a testament to the power of perseverance and community. It shows that the right support and a bit of determination, you can transform your life here in Canada and make it much smoother. Okay, so we established that there are challenges, but don't worry because there are also ways to overcome them. I remember when I first arrived, I felt so lost, but by attending meetups and volunteering, I slowly began to weave myself into the fabric of my new community. It's all about taking small steps, and before you know it, you're building friendships and creating a strong support system. So to recap, navigating life as an immigrant in Canada comes with its fair share of challenges, but remember, you're not alone. Now I want to hear from you. Share your own experiences in the comment section below, your problems, how you overcame them, or you're still struggling with them. Then we can together, find ways to overcome them. What challenges you have faced, how did you overcome them, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to check out my other videos for more insights on our immigrant life here in Canada. Until the next time, keep pushing forward, and remember, you've got this one. You can successfully navigate your life here in Canada, and see you in my next video. Have a good one.